Hey y'all, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. So I want to know if you have seen this trend lately on TikTok, on YouTube, everywhere of latte makeup. Because I have to admit, I started seeing it and it started really intriguing me. And it is this beautiful summery look that looks bronzed and tanned and golden and just absolutely stunning. Now, I have to admit, I started seeing this trend and I was very intrigued. I was like, wow, that's really beautiful. That is really something I'd like to try. But I noticed that as I was watching these tutorials that these people were doing, I was taking these little mental or even like physical notes in my phone of products that I should get to be able to replicate these looks. Because of course you had to have that specific glowy bronzer or you had to have that perfect nude lip. And then it got me thinking, because this is the reason that I am back on my low buy. I have everything to create those looks, okay? So I have all of these things in my collection. So why am I looking at these people and going, no, I specifically need that product that they're using? And it kind of frustrated me about myself. Like, this is the reason I'm back on a low buy, because I know, again, I have these things. I can recreate these looks. So the video that I'm gonna do today, I have done it once before, and it was started, I believe, by Hannah Louise Poston. That's where I personally saw it first. I am going to show you the kind of look that I've wanted to get, the kind of look I've wanted to achieve with this beautiful bronzy latte makeup, which is essentially just like a warm brown smoky eye with some golden tones. And I'm going to not even tell you what brands I'm using. I'm not going to tell you what products I'm using. I'll tell you what kind of products they are. Maybe this is something that is a warm shimmery brown eyeshadow, or maybe it is a dewy concealer, whatever it might be. I will tell you what kind of products I'm using, but I'm not going to tell you what brand it is. I'm not going to tell you the exact product name on video here, because I want you to look at your own collection and do the same thing that I'm about to do. See what you already have in your collection to recreate the looks that are inspiring you. Now, with all that being said, I will list all this stuff in the description box, but I am not going to say it on screen. So if you are desperate to know, maybe you don't have a warm shimmery brown shadow in your collection, you definitely do, but maybe you don't and you want to know exactly what product I'm using, you can look in the description box if that interests you. But the point of this video is to show you that you can recreate anything with what you already have. So as you could see from the photos, the look again is just bronzy and golden. It is very glowy, that's what I see, and it's just, it exudes summer. It's a warm brown smoky eye, and then again, like some of them have a touch of shimmer on the lid, some of them don't. I enjoy a shimmery lid, so I'm gonna be doing that. But I feel like this look is also gonna be fairly easy to do because again, like it's not like you're looking for a specific neon green shadow. You're not looking for a teal blue shimmer. You're just looking for warm browns, which I feel like you can find with any brand. Literally any brand. So you can go to the drugstore and you can purchase something. You can probably go to Dollar Tree and find something similar, but you can also get the YSL stuff. Does YSL even sell warm brown shadow? I'm sure they do because everyone sells warm brown shadow. Now, I personally want to start with the base. I have already done my skincare, but I also really want to apply a primer that is going to make my skin glow a little bit more too, because I feel like that's part of it, is just that glow look. So I am going to take my primer and I'm going to apply that all over the face. Again, I already have my skincare on. I already have my sunblock on. This is just to add even a little bit more glow, even a little bit more dewiness. Now, while that sinks in, I'm gonna do something I don't usually do, and I'm gonna move on to the brows because I don't wanna do my skincare yet, and I'm somebody who likes doing my face makeup before like my actual eyeshadow. I know there are people that have very strong opinions about that. Now, the first thing I wanna do, I do want my eyebrows to be a little bit more defined than usual because I do feel like this look is a little bit glam, or at least that's how I want it to be today. So I'm gonna fill in my eyebrows just a little bit. First, I'm just gonna brush them into place, but I just wanna give them a little bit more structure, nothing too crazy. Also, I'm trying so hard to grow out my eyebrows and it is very difficult for me because I've got a patch of hair like all the way down here and I'm like, don't touch it, don't touch it. I wanna pluck it so bad. But anyway, I'm just taking an eyebrow pencil that is on its last legs. Wow, this might be the last time I can use it. And I'm gonna try to cover up as much of it as I can. But the main area that I'm just trying to define is right under the front of the brow because that's where mine are a little bit nutso, so I just want them to be a little bit more even overall. And then I'm gonna just draw a few hairs straight up just to kind of connect that. Now my brows are very uneven. This one goes up a lot more than this one, and that's fine, but to kind of help that out, I sort of also draw a little bit above this brow, just very lightly, just to kind of help give it the illusion that it's up a little bit more, so it's, and this one as well rather, so that I can make them really match. Am I out of pencil already? No, come on, keep going, friend, just this one last time, this one last journey together. And on this side, I take it up a little bit higher just so they can match. So as you can tell, it's a little bit more even, and I'm only going to apply that much. What I want to do next is run just a colored brow gel through it. So this just has a little bit of a tint. It doesn't have as much hold as I would like, so I'm really just using this for the tint because I don't want to put a pencil through my whole brow. I just kind of want to give it a little bit of color. But I also personally like, and you may or you may not, you can choose to do this or not, I like a little bit more of a laminated look. So I'm going to take a little bit of a more heavy duty brow gel and apply that through just to get those eyebrow hairs to go in place and stick up just a little bit more. It gives the appearance of a more full brow because my brows are not full. By the way, if you have ever used, I see a lot of lash growth serums out there, Grande Lash and everything like that. If you've ever used a brow serum to help grow your brows and you've had good luck with it, please leave suggestions in the comments below because I really think I want to try one, at least give it a shot before I turn to microblading because I mean, I just would love some thicker brows and microblading will definitely give me that appearance. But if I can grow it on my natural brows, that would be awesome. All right, I'm happy with the brows for now. Not as happy with these bangs that I still need to get trimmed. And I keep trying to trim my own bangs. I feel like a lot of you keep suggesting that, but I'm not good at it. This is why I trust a hairstyling professional. For my foundation, I want something that glows. I really, really do. I also want something that has a little bronzier than my normal skin tone, just to bronze it up a little bit. I don't want anything too dramatic. I just want something that bronzes up a little bit. So I am taking a foundation and then I'm adding a little bit of a darker color skin product to help that out. It's this color and I am going to just, first I'm gonna just dot it all over my face. Again, my goal with this is to have this be absolutely like luminous, glowing, dewy, but not necessarily oily. I can always take that down with powder, but yeah, we're gonna start there. And I'm just gonna blend this in with a brush. And something else I want, I mean, now I don't ever like full coverage foundation. Even though I want this to be a little bit more glam, I'm still not going for a full coverage look because since this is so summery, like I want my freckles to show through. I like my freckles to show through. I'm building that up just a little bit more. This color is actually kind of a perfect match for my skin right now. So it's not giving me the bronzy effect that I necessarily wanted, but that's okay because that's what bronzer is for. The heck is that? What is that? Do you see? Yo, that looks like a vampire bite. Do you see it? Am I immortal now? So this is exactly the kind of finish that I was looking for though. You can see it still has so much glow coming through. I freaking love it. Now for concealer, I don't want something that is too brightening. Like I don't want that white triangle or anything like that. I want to keep this sort of, you know, dewy golden vibe. I am going to go with a concealer that is actually very similar to my skin tone, but just using it to cover up any dark circles or things like that. I'm just going to take that on a brush and just press that in. Again, you can see like it's going to help to cover up any imperfections, but this is not meant for brightening today. This is just meant for a little bit of extra coverage where I might need it. I am going to bring it out just a little bit over here too, just to act as kind of a base for the shadow. And you know what? Whatever's left on my brush, I think I'm going to use that today. I don't usually use concealer as an eyeshadow base anymore, but I think I'm going to just to keep things nice and easy and light. If I was going to be using brighter colors, I'd use a more intense eyeshadow base, but since I'm just using like browns and neutrals, I think this will work out just fine. See, I'm really happy with the way that looks. Now, as far as powder, I don't want to go too crazy with this because I really just want it to set any areas that might get too sweaty or creasy or anything like that. It is 94 degrees today. It's going to be 94 degrees today. So I do want to keep that stuff in bay, on lock, in bay. What am I talking about? This is why we don't film at 6:30 a.m. kids. Okay. So I'm just taking a little bit of that powder on my brush and I'm just going to press it into those areas that, again, like I don't really want moving around. I am somebody who's fine with my foundation going away throughout the day or like fading or anything like that. But I do not like patchiness. So I'm just really patting it on those areas where I know I will get movement. But even with my powder, I want one that lets that luminosity shine through. I really do. I want that to just kind of keep coming through. So you can see, again, you still see this luminosity coming through on both sides, which is my goal. Let's move on to bronzer. So bronzer is where I really want to do it up. I'm not sure if I'm going to layer multiple bronzers. I'm not sure about that yet, but I don't want to go in with a contour. I don't want this to be a chiseled look. I just want this to be a healthy sun-kissed look. So I want to go in with a cream bronzer personally and just really warm up the face. Now you can use this as a little bit of a contour and sort of start there and then blend it out as a bronzer. And that's sort of what I'm doing, but like, I'm gonna go a little heavier. This makes me nervous with the bronzer than I usually do because, again, I just want this to be a sun-kissed, healthy look. And I personally, for myself, feel that cream bronzer is easier to blend out than powder bronzer because I have a tendency where I can go a little crazy with powder bronzer, but cream bronzer, I don't know, on me, I feel like it can look a little more natural. See, I love the way this looks. I love it. I love it. It's already warming up the face. It's already kind of giving summer vibes. I love it. I'm just going to apply a very little bit under the chin, but not too much. I don't need it to look like I have a beard, but I wouldn't mind getting some of that bronziness down the neck a little. For my blush, again, I want to keep it to that like bronzy feel. So the blush that I feel like looks the best on me when I'm going for this vibe is something that has brown undertones to it. But usually blushes, are not straight brown blush. Some of them are, but a lot of them, they have those brown undertones but still pinky. So they still warm up the face, they still brighten it up, but they have those brown undertones. So again, I want to stick with cream products. And the one that I'm going to use today also has a sort of golden undertone. So it's gold, it's pink, it's brown, it's everything that I feel like looks like summery and happy. Like I think you can see it definitely has a shimmer to it. This one particularly, you can of course go with a matte blush if you prefer that, but I'm just about layering on the shimmer today. I just feel like this is such a beautiful look, and it's still, like you can see there are pink tones in it. So it still is a blush, but it blends so well with that bronziness that I'm obsessed. Because this is sun-kissed, I also want to I've been liking taking blush across my nose. I used to hate it when people did that because I was like, oh, that looks so dumb, and now I do it. So I'm a big old hypocrite. See, I feel like we're already looking super sun-kissed. I'm so happy with it. Okay, now that we have finished with most of the face, I'm going to do highlighter last. Let's move on to the eyes. So again, what I want to do is essentially a warm, smoky brown eye with a little bit of shimmer. Revolutionary. To start with, I want to take a really fluffy brush and I want to take just a warm, kind of light neutral brown. And I'm going to start just swirling that on the outer edge all over. I'm going to pull this out like pretty far, like not quite to the temple or anything like that, but almost all the way to the corner of the brow. We're going to have this little like angle here. And this will go all the way through the crease as well, just to warm everything up. But this is kind of a light wash. I will say, while I'm not mentioning brands, and I'm still sticking to that, I'm not mentioning what products I'm using, I will say that I'm kind of pumped that the eyeshadow palettes that I have decided to use today, and yes, I'll admit I'm using more than one, are not brand new. They're not brand new, so they're things that probably a lot of you already have, and if you don't, they're very easy to obtain and to get. So it's not like these things where, you know, they sell out and they're limited edition. No, neither of these are limited edition. None of these are limited edition. None of them are, you know, ones that you probably can't get your hands on. I don't know if that was too much of a spoiler. Sorry if it was. So I like the way that looks. Again, that's just kind of a base. I'm also going to take this a bit under the eyes. We're going to be building this up, but this is kind of a good way to start. Now this is where we're going to start building things up and really making it smoky. So I'm going to go in with a more medium tone brown. Now this one is definitely a lot deeper than this, but still not the deepest shade we're going to use. And I'm taking it on a more fine brush, but it's still fluffy. And this is going to go on the outer corner, and this will be what really deepens up that crease to start laying down the pattern for this to be a smoky eye. Now this will go in, like staying mostly on the outer corner, but definitely going in a little bit. And all of these colors that are deeper, I'm really pressing them into the lash line because that's what will help it get that real smoky vibe. I'm also going to take this under the eyes, pressing this a little closer to the lash line than that last color. You can see these smoky oaky vibes really starting to form. Okay, so before I go in with the deepest color, no, maybe, do I want to go in with the deepest color now? Yeah, we might as well. I'm going to take an even smaller brush and I'm going to go into a shade that's one shade deeper. Now you can take this really smoky and go straight in for a black shadow. I just want to keep this all browns and I want to keep them all warm browns. So this will go in the very outer corner. Again, just to deepen it up a little bit more. You can even see we're just getting that smokiness really in there. And I'm brushing this so lightly and I'm going back and forth with my other brushes as well, just to keep this look super cohesive. You can see it just darkened it up a little bit more. And this shade will go right up on the lash line. I hope you can see it okay. I need a mirror up close to be able to do this. All right, now we are going to go in with the shimmer. So I'm trying to decide which color shimmer I want to go in with. I want it to be a sort of like golden brown. Okay, I've got my shade. I just like to use my finger personally for shades like this. So I'm going to dip right in. I hope this shade isn't too intense. The one I'm going for, you can see, is very orangey gold. Now you can take it as like just a light brown shimmer. You can go very chill. Wait, do I want that or this one? Okay, I'm a big liar. I'm gonna go for this one. This one is definitely, I don't know, it's a little more straight gold, but I feel like that accomplishes the look. Yeah, I'm just gonna press that all over the lid. I love a smoky eye with a shimmery lid. There is something about it. Now, if you want this sparkle to be more intense, you can lay down a glitter glue or, you know, you can wet the eyeshadow, things like that. But for me, I just want this to be effortless looking in a way, you know? Just go back in and touch up the colors where you need to. I'm adding a little bit more of that sort of medium brown just to kind of keep things warm, as the darkest shade I used was slightly cool toned. Obsessed. Now from here, I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted liquid liner, but I don't think I do. I think I want to leave this just, I don't know, lots of mascara, but I am going to put a black pencil liner. This is a gel liner on my upper waterline here, just so that'll make my lashes look a bit more full and a bit more jutesy. But on the bottom here, I want to go in with a warm brown gel pencil. So this is just going to hopefully help to bring everything together and keep the look nice and cohesive. And now curling the lashes, and I'm going to add the kind of mascara that I want. I want something that is going to be both thickening and lengthening. Usually I'm somebody who just goes for thickening, but I feel like I want longer lashes this time. So the type of brush I'm gonna use, let me see if I can hold this so you can't see much of it, is more of an hourglass shape. For me personally, this helps with length and with volume. So I'm going to apply one coat kind of heavily, to be honest, because I do want you to be able to see my lashes, but I don't want to wear fake lashes. What a difference mascara can make, right? Now the mascara I'm using is a more wet formula, so I do want to let that dry a little bit before I even decide if I'm going with the second layer. So in the meantime, I want to do some highlighter. Now I'm definitely going in with one highlighter, but I might go in with two. We will see. So what I first want to do is use a little bit of a liquid highlighter, just really, really buffed out, and see how that looks. Because again, because I've used so many cream products on my face, I might want to just keep it there. So I'm taking a cream highlighter and I'm really buffing it in, because that's how you're going to avoid getting that highlighter stripe, is when you're buffing it in and then you get mascara, because it's still wet. Oh gosh, I might just leave it with this cream formula. I have a powder out too that I was like, oh, maybe I'll layer them, but maybe I won't. I forgot how much I love cream highlighters. You can use the tiniest bit, but they make such a difference. So I accidentally pumped out way too much highlighter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just buff this all over my chest to give a little glow here too, because why not? I'm gonna rub it in with my hands. Oh my God. What a difference that made. Do you see that glow? Oh, why don't I do that more? We are going to finish off with lips, and I am going to be a little bit extra here, okay? I want to use 2 different liners, 2 different lipsticks, and a gloss. Now, you don't have to do that. You could just throw on some lip balm. It doesn't matter. But I want this to be like slightly more glam. So first, I'm gonna go in with a pencil that is a brown tone. This does have a warmness to it though, and I'm gonna use this just to outline and then fill in just the corners of the mouth. Then I'm gonna fill in the rest of this with a lip liner that is a more beigey tone, because that will automatically kind of contour the lips and make them look a little more full. And I always like filling in my lips, because once the lipstick wears off, because I am using a creamy formula, you'll still have this base color down, okay? So for the lipstick, the shade I wanna go in with is a brown. It's a brown with some pink to it, but this is a very creamy formula because I want my lips to be super glossy as well. And I'm just gonna pat that on. I don't even wanna swipe it on. I just want the color to just be there. That sounds so dumb. Of course you want the color to be there, Linda. Now to be even more fucking extra, I'm gonna put a very light shade right in the center of the lips, because I feel like that helps it, you can see how light this is, to punch out even more and be even more juicy. I love the difference that makes. That's one of my favorite tricks. And then lastly for gloss, I am going to use a gloss that has a little bit of brown to it as well, but it does have shimmer, so it's gonna really catch that light. So that is it. This is my take on the latte makeup trend, on the warm brown smoky eye with a hint of shimmer trend. I love the skin on this look. Like, I feel like I am glowing. I feel like I'm bronzed. The extra touch here that just gives like that hint of like healthy glow, I am so for. Like, this is almost like an everyday look for me. I would wear this every freaking day. It's a little more makeup than I usually wear, but this is like fun. I feel like this would be a fantastic wedding look, like just a night out. You could really sex this up even more with like some darker colors or some black liquid liner. I love this look. I feel confident in this look, and I feel like literally anyone can pull this off, and you can pull it off with what's already in your collection. I promise you, you really can. Again, if you are looking for something that you don't have, if you don't have, you know, a brown lipstick at all and you're looking for a recommendation, everything will be listed in the box down below, right below the like button. But I want you to try, at least try to look in your own collection and see if you can recreate looks with what you already have. That will help you if you're on a low buy, even if you're not on a low buy, even if you just want to be more mindful about what you're purchasing regularly. This could be a great option for you. So that's it. If you like this video, if you like this look, if you like this concept, please give this video a thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. It's free to you, but it helps me out so much, and I'm so appreciative of you for that, so thank you. You all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Those are all GlitterFallout, as always. And forever, you are super freaking rock stars. I love you so much with my whole bronzy, glowy heart, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.